1971 to 1974. Strat-O-Matic Excel Carryover League. Brought to you by the Shrimp Trawler.
Game 159, A's at Angels.
Welcome back, baseball fans. The 1971-74 Carryover League. We got a best-of-7 series in the American League West tonight. Series between the Oakland A's and the California Angels. Dynasty time for the A's. Went to the World Series a year ago. Lost to the Cincinnati Reds in 7 games. A little twist on history. And they're back for a vengeance in a very weak division with a weak California, weak Seattle, and weak Texas franchise. It should be pretty easy to get this division wrapped up this year. And in this particular series, yeah, it's going that way. Let's show you what's gone on. Game 1, opening up in Oakland. Bill Singer versus Vida Blue. Well, let's just go to the 3rd inning. We have a Bert Campaneris double, a Joe Rudy triple, a Reggie Jackson home run, and then in the 5th inning, a solo homer by Mike Hegan, and that's your ball game. 4-0. Vida Blue. A couple singles in the 4th, a triple stranded, and then you had a single and a double play, an error, then a double play. 3 batters over the minimum. Coasting all the way. 4-0 shutout, 4-hitter, no walks, 7 strikeouts, complete game shutout. The Blue, Vida. Do the Angels put up a fight in game number 2? It is Nolan Ryan versus Catfish Hunter. And early on in this one, we have a solo homer for Jay Johnstone. And dare we say it, folks, we have a solo homer for Rudy Mioli. He, of 2 homers and 350 plate appearances, takes Catfish Hunter deep. And that's pretty much all you can do against Catfish Hunter. Pile up solo homers. 2 hits, 2 solo home runs, 2-0. It stays that way. The A's, a walk to Tom Haller, an RBI single by Hegan, it's 2-1. But then, in the 8th inning, Nolan Ryan starting to run out of gas. Defense hurts him here. In the 9th, error by Sandy Alomar, a single by Dick Green. After a strikeout, an RBI single by Hegan to tie it. He strikes out Joe Rudy, then Reggie with a single, and Sal Bando with a 3-run home run. And Nolan Ryan just left him there too long. But what are you going to do? I mean, it's Nolan Ryan, Catfish Hunter, and one team has an offense behind it, and the other team does not. Catfish Hunter pulled after 8 innings, so Raleigh Fingers could have something to do, close the game out. Catfish Hunter, 7 hits, 3 runs. Nolan Ryan, 7 2/3, 7 hits, 6 runs. Only 1 is earned, because all that happened after the error in that inning. It all happened with 2 outs. 2 walks and 10 strikeouts. And the A's look pretty scary against the timid California Angels. So what happens when we go into California, into sunny Halo land? Anaheim, Game 3. Ken Holtzman, much maligned a year ago for having a losing record while Vida Blue and Catfish Hunter had a winning record. Can he come back in 2023 with a vengeance and be that big number 3 pitcher the A's need to win the World Series this year? He will do battle with Frank Tanana. Nice battle of lefties. Early in this one, you walk Reggie. He steals a base. He steals a base, and the ball gets into center field, and Reggie's at 3rd. Then a ground ball scores him. So a very cheap unearned run there, but it's 1-zip. In the 4th inning, Frank Tanana gets injured with a designated hitter injury rule taking place. We leave Tanana in there for 2 more innings, nursing the injury, and then pull him after 6. His final line, 4 hits, an unearned run, a walk and 5 strikeouts. In the 7th inning, they go to one of their best setup guys, Eddie Fisher, but he is greeted by Orlando Cepeda, solo home run, and it's 2-zip. But folks, that is more than enough. It's more than enough. Don't tell me another complete game shutout. And this happens with a rather unusual set of circumstances here. So let's explain the substitutions in this. Campaneris gets injured on a ground ball fielder's choice, has to come out of the game, so he's not there at first to attempt a stolen base. So Joe Rudi immediately gets into a double play. So Dick Green, who had the day off, now has to go in and play. He goes in and plays second, while Joe Foy moves over to shortstop. Then later in the game, Joe Foy gets hurt, and Oakland is now down another infielder. So Dick Green moves from second to short, where he's a 4-18, and Gene Tennis can play second base. He's a 4-41, so he moves into second base. They still have enough infielders to field a team with only a backup catcher. Well, actually, Tom Heller had to come in and catch, and all they had left on the bench was Claudell Washington, an extra outfielder. That was enough because in the 8th inning, even after Sal Bando makes an error, and Oakland was not sharp defensively in this because Mike Hegan made an error in the 7th, the Angels really blew some opportunities. Bottom of the 7th, a hit, a walk, an error by Mike Hegan, and then Holtzman strikes out the backup catcher Kuznire, gets Tovar on a fielder's choice at the plate, and gets Alomar to fly out left. After that Bando error in the 8th, Shaw gets into a double play. In the 9th inning, a sky to center, a strikeout, and Jay Johnstone pops to third to end the game. 2-0 victory for your Oaktown A's. They're just, got their checklist out. They got their clipboard and the pen, and they're like checking the boxes off, like do this, so we can win the World Series. And let's kind of get through this division without many hiccups and kind of coast through this year. Let's go wire to wire in the American League West. Game 4, looking for a road sweep. We have new addition to the Oakland staff. Lynn McLaughlin will pitch today. He was a Red Sox in 1972. 8-game winner with a 3.41 ERA and 145 innings. Red Sox had too many right-handed pitchers on their team. They couldn't protect them. And for the Angels, it's Bill Singer, a guy who has had some big starts in his Dodger and Angel career in the past for me in Strat. And no bigger start now. If the Angels really think that they want to make some noise in the American League West, they have to do it today. Bill Singer was a 20-game winner in 1973 with a 3.22 ERA and 316 innings. So it's up to the California Angels to make a stand against the dynasty. Here from Anaheim, let's get started. Leading off for the A's is Bert Campaneris. If you're wondering, if a player in my league rolls an injury, they immediately leave the game, but they come back the next day. So they're definitely out of the game versus rolling the dice and possibly continuing in the game or being injured for many more games. With just 20-man rosters, there's just not an opportunity to have the depth to cover for injuries for a prolonged period of time. Bert Campaneris, 2-5 to start the game, is triple, 1-13 double, and that is your leadoff triple by Bert Campaneris. Well, I guess his legs are okay. He dusts himself off at third base, and it'll be Mike Hegan. 2-9, double one, base hit, and the A's are off to a 1-0 lead. Joe Rudi, 54, center X. Center fielder is Cesar Tovar, a 3-7 in center. He makes the grab. Reggie Jackson, 38, is a K. And with 2 outs, it's Sal Bando, 4-11, right X. Jay Johnstone's a 3-12 in right. And it is a 2-base error. The inning will continue. Second and third, 2 outs. Claudell Washington. 110 flies to center field. Bottom of the first, it's Mickey Rivers. 2-4 rolls to first. Sandy Alomar, 66, is a K. Cesar Tovar, 47, is a walk. And Scheinblum, 2-3, rolls to third. Top of the second inning, it's Gene Tennis. 56 is a strikeout. Tom Haller, acquired from the Dodgers in the offseason, 47 is a K. If you recall, last year they had a left-handed catcher by the name of Jim French. He used to play for the Washington Senators, and they liked him because of his walks. And Haller walks a lot, and he's the replacement for the retired Jim French. Dick Green, number 9 hitter, 210, pops to second base. Bottom of the second, it'll be Jay Johnstone, 311, pitcher. Paul Shaw, 310, short. Jim Spencer, 67, is a walk. And Rudy Mioli, 55, short X. Campaneris, a 2E27. That's going to be an error on a 12. There are 2 on. There are 2 out. The Angels, not a particularly good clutch hitting team with runners in scoring position and 2 outs. Glenn Borgman, 48, though, off the inexperienced Lynn McLaughlin, you could say. Double 1 to 7, single ... and the Anglers have tied this game. Runners on the corners with 2 outs. Back up top to Mickey Rivers. 66 is a strikeout. We'll go to the third. Tied at 1, Bert Campaneris. 38, single 1 to 9, base hit. Gets it, Ace Steeler. It'll be Mike Hegan. 111 is fly ball to center field. Like to steal in front of Joe Rudy, who hits into a lot of double plays, and Campaneris will attempt it now. He rolls a 5, and he's at second base. I think the legs are definitely fine after an run-scoring triple and a stolen base and 2 plate appearances. Joe Rudy, 2-8, rolls to third base. And with 2 outs, it's Reggie. 57's a walk. 2 on, 2 outs. Sal Bando, 38, rolls to third. Bill Singer, nice job so far. Bottom of the third inning, Sandy Alomar. 44th is second X. And this is Dick Green, a 2E12 at second base, makes the play. Cesar Tovar, 2-6, double 1-2 is a base hit. Tovar is a B stealer, used to be an A. Down, that's a tie game. But let's let Richie Scheinblum swing away. Because Richie, let's take a look at Richie's card. Richie Scheinblum, 1973, California Angel, hit .328. And then promptly just disappeared from baseball. Don't know exactly how that went down, but yeah. And a magnificent card here for Richie. And here's the pitch. 38, flies to right. 2 outs, Jay Johnstone. 2-8, Jay Johnstone. 2-8, homer, 1-5, fly ball the rest, and it is the rest. They just can't get a break with 2 outs, do the Angels. We'll go to the 4th. It's Claudell Washington. 210, rolls a comebacker to the mound. Gene Pennis, 610. Catcher's card. This is Glenn Borgman, a 4 catcher. The Angels are probably the most backstop catcher challenged franchise in all of the Strat League. Glenn Borgman and Art Kuznire are not winning any postseason awards. They're both 4-0 E16 T1 to 18 catchers. Both of them, exact same defense. And now we have Tom Haller. Haller, 2-6, is a fly ball to right field. We go to the bottom of the 4th. Paul Shaw, 110, flies left. Jim Spencer, 55, short X. 2E27 at short. And the A's, another error, this one by Campaneris. They are playing some sloppy defense in Anaheim. They've survived it thus far, though. Rudy Mioli, 67, is a walk. That's a mistake. You don't walk a 223 hitter to face a 234 hitter. Glenn Borgman, 45, another walk. So that's a disaster. 3 guys reach base off the rookie McLaughlin with 1 out, and you got A bunting Mickey Rivers. You're going to bring the infield up to pitch to Mick VeQuick. 54, second action, you can get a fielder's choice. Dick Green County's a 2E12. And he does. It's the force out at the plate. First, and the base is still loaded with different runners and 2 outs. And it'll be Sandy Alomar. 69, double one, singled out that off McLaughlin's card. That becomes a 2-run single. And just as we were bemoaning the lack of a 2-out clutch hit, Alomar delivers, and it is 3-1. Alomar, an ace stealer, will try and steal. And he's in there, keeping the momentum going. Second and third, 2 outs, Cesar Tovar. 67 is a single dot down off McLaughlin, and 2 more runs score. Wow, 4 runs for the Angels in 1 inning equals their output for 3 games. Richie Scheinblum, 43, first X. Higgins a 2E10. He makes the play. So the A's are down for the first time in the whole series, 5-1. In the 5th we go, and it's Dick Green. 66, single 1-8, line out. You know, Bill Singer must know this is being broadcast on YouTube. He always pitches well on YouTube for me. It's amazing. When he was with the Dodgers with his 69 card 4 years ago, and now he's been with the Angels the last couple years. We put him in a trade from the Angels and Dodgers with Andy Messersmith swapping teams. And yeah, he's just picked up, continuing his great prowess there. Bert Campaneris, 57's a K. 2 outs, Mike Hegan. 2-12, rolls to second base. Literally, Bert Campaneris has been the only offense today for the Oaktown A's. 5-1 game, bottom of the 5th. Let's pause a moment for station identification.
This is the Shrimp Trawler video channel.
Este es el canal de videos de camaroneros.
Okay, bottom of the 5th. It'll be Jay Johnstone. 39 rolls to first. Paul Shaw, 1-7 walk. Jim Spencer, 64, third X. Bando's a 2E22 at third base. It's a GBA. 5-1 in the 6th inning. It'll be Joe Rudy. 6-10. Catcher's card. Again, the 40-16 catchers. Gets the out. Reggie, 37's a walk. Bando. Reggie's being held at first for Bando. 1-3 is a strikeout. And with 2 outs, Claudel Washington, 46, flies to center field. 6 in the books for Singer. Bottom of the 6th for Lynn McLaughlin, who was a starter 6. Rudy Mioli, 210 first. Glenn Borgman, 38, single 1-17, but he gets a line out on an 18. That's a tough break for Glenn Borgman. 2 outs, Mickey Rivers, 2-9, lines are short. Now, with a 4-run lead, can you help Mr. Singer with some defense? And the answer is no. All their best defensive players are already in the lineup, which doesn't say a lot for the Angel defense. In the top of the 7th, Bill Singer. It'll be Gene Tennis. 59, rolls the second. Tom Haller, 63, second X. This is Alomar, a 2E16 second baseman, and then he makes the play. And with 2 outs, it is Dick Green, 1-9, single 1-4, gets it, 1-3. Extends the inning. For Bert Campaneris, 2 for 3. Run score, a stolen base, a strikeout. The pitch to Campaneris. 64 off the Singer card. Triple 1-7, double. Misses the triple this time. It is a double. And Dick Green will not get thrown out the plate when you're down 4. And Mike Hegan's at the plate. Let's take a look at Mike Hegan here. Mike Hegan, Oakland A in 1972, would have gotten a World Series ring. He only had 79 at-bats with this card, but it's 329, and oh my goodness, folks, it's a heck of a card. Singer is worse against lefties, but he's just had a remarkable run of success in Strat, and he's got a 4-run lead, and we're going to give him a chance to get out of this inning here. Second and third, 2 outs. The pitch to Mike Hegan. 39 is a walk, and that'll do it. Singer will exit after 6 2/3. And they got Joe Rudy up. We got to get somebody in here. And, oh boy. One thing about this Angel bullpen is they got some good relievers. You know what? This mound visit's getting pretty heated. And Singer's not coming out. They changed their mind. Yeah, Singer talked them out of it. Yeah, the way to hold it here. Bill Singer says, I got these guys. I'm a starter 8. I don't give up homers to righties. And all the relievers are gopher ballers. So I'm going to pitch to Joe Damn Rudy. So, yeah, Joe Rudy will bat in this situation here with the bases loaded and 2 outs. Bill Singer. And the next batter, of course, is Reggie, and that's where we'll get a lefty to face him. So Singer will deal to the tying run, Joe Rudy in the top of the 7th. And here is the pitch. 2-10 for Rudy, rolls to third base, and Singer pumps his fist. He knows how important this is for his franchise, the young California Angels. 5-1 game. Stretch time here in the 7th inning. We've been enjoying the Mystery to Me LP of Fleetwood Mac in 1973. Probably the best of the Bob Welch records. I think this was a couple of records before Lindsey joined in. The big hit on this one was Hypnotized with a really cool drum beat. There you go. Let's fire this one up in the bottom of the 7th. All right, leading off, McLaughlin's going to leave after 6. Mostly because this bullpen needs work. When Vida Blue, Catfish Hunter, and Kenny Holtzman are throwing 8 or 9 innings, your bullpen can get stale very quickly. So they're going to start the 7th with Bob Locker. Probably the most dependable of the relievers not named Raleigh Fingers. Bob Locker in the 7th. It'll be Sandy Alomar. 1-4, rolls to short. Cesar Tovar, 48, flies to right. And Reggie Scheinblum, 1-6, triple 1-7, base hit. Jay Johnstone, 69, is a strikeout. Top of the 8th for Singer. Now, as a starter 8, you can reset his point of weakness here and let him go a little longer after getting some Gatorade in the dugout there in the top of the 8th. Reggie Jackson will lead off. 68, base hit. Sal Bando, 5-12, pitcher B. Buffalo, Washington, 2-7's a K and with 2 outs. Gene Tennis. 2-9 is a walk. 2 on, 2 outs. A left-handed batter, Haller. Same situation here. They're going to do the same thing. He's going to pitch to him. 64, it's homer 1-3, fly ball the rest, and oh my goodness, Tom Haller hit the foul pole with a homer 1-3, fly ball the rest. It's a 3-run homer, and the A's are back in it. My goodness, folks, it's a 5-4 game. That also breaks Singer. Well, the Angels got a little hypnotized there, and let the A's get back into the game. My goodness. 3-run homer by Tom Haller. So Singer comes out, wind-blown home run. That ball was going foul down the line, and a big gust of wind blew it back into fair territory. Bill Singer leaves 7 2/3. Fans love him here, by the way. He's their hero of this squad. Has often outpitched Nolan Ryan in the past few years. And with 4 outs to get for a victory, we will see Dave LaRoche try and close this thing out for the Angels. Comes on in the 8th. Dave LaRoche, magnificent. 5-7, 2.84 ERA, 95 innings for the Twins. He had, I think, 2 separate stints with the Angels. Also had a lob for the Yankees at one point in the early 80s. So we go to the number 9 hitter, Dick Green, after the pitching change, who has power both ways. And the pitch to Dick Green. 4-11 off LaRoche. Pitcher X. LaRoche is an E0 pitcher, and I'm going to roll X's on E0 pitchers as one of my home field advantage rules. And the inning will end. Bottom of the 8th. Bob Locker did a solid job in the 7th. Let's go to Dave Hamilton in the 8th. Hamilton for Oakland in 72 would have gotten a ring. 6-6, 2.94 ERA. He is filling in for Paul Lindblad, who is still on the Texas Rangers, and the Rangers have shown no inclination to trading him to Oakland. So Dave Hamilton will come on in the 8th and face the number 6 hitter Paul Shaw. Pitch to Shaw. 1-2, hit by the pitch. Now you got Jim Spencer. 2-10, let's take a look at Jim Spencer's card from 1971. We had a choice of Spencer cards in this timeline from 71 to 74 when he became an off-season keeper, and they decided on the lowest batting average but the highest amount of power with his 71 card. A 237 batting average, but 18 home runs, and 210 right here, right now, is a 2-run home run, and that should help the Angels incredibly. Now we got a 7-4 game. That's why you kind of forego batting average a lot of the time for moments like this. Jim Spencer. He was in single digits in home runs for a lot of the years until he had the magnificent 1979 with the Yankees, hitting that short porch in right field. So, 2 runs in a 7-4 game. It's Rudy Mioli, who'll stick around and play short defensively. 2-6 grounds to short. They're going to flip catchers and let Art Kuznire bat against a lefty for Glenn Borgman. 3-10 flies left. And at the top, Mickey Rivers will trade places with Don Baylor as a pinch hitter and play left field against the lefty. Don Baylor, 2-5 is a single. Baylor's an ace stealer, will attempt a stolen base, steal second. Runner at second, looking for more runs. Sandy Alomar. 37 is a ground ball to short. All right, so Hamilton flops in the 8th, enabling the Angels, Dave LaRoche and the Angels, with a 3-run lead to get through this 9th inning and get a victory. The rest of the American League is always watching this stuff. You know, Baltimore, White Sox, Twins, Royals, Cleveland, Detroit, Red Sox. They want to see Oakland lose as much as possible. So it will be Bert Campaneris leading off the 9th. 2-10 base hit for Campaneris. He will scoot down to second base when you have got a 3-run lead. Don't need to hold him. And it's Mike Hegan. 1-7's a strikeout. Joe Rudy. 66 is a strikeout, and with 2 outs, it is Reggie Jackson. Let's take a look at Reggie's card before he swings. He is your 1973 American League Most Valuable Player. As if in a 4-year carryover league, you can really turbocharge the Oakland A dynasty by picking and choosing which performer's best year you have. And yes, it is Campaneris' best year, Rudy's best year, Reggie's best year, Bando's best year. I'm not sure about Tennis or Dick Green, but that's more, and of course, Vida Blue and Catfish Hunter. Their best years. That is why it's going to be so tough for the rest of the American League and National League. The pitch to Reggie Jackson. 48 is a strikeout. Dave LaRoche, after the single, strikes out the side and break up your California Angels. They showed some grit, some fight. They got a win. And they're setting up the gentleman's sweep by winning Game 4 after losing the first 3. Game 5 will continue in Anaheim. And now they'll go to the "not on our field" chant. LaRoche gets a save, goes an inning and a third, a hit and 3 strikeouts. The story was Bill Singer, his grit in the 7th inning by leaving the bases loaded, and the tough break he had with his ERA, giving up that 3-run homer. Really, when you look at it, he only should have given up 1 run today. He gives up 7 hits. He gives up 4 runs. They were all earned. He walked 4, struck out 6. Dave Hamilton did not make a... This is what I'm saying. When you have a bullpen that doesn't pitch very often, you don't really know how to use it, so to speak. And, you know, you use a bullpen a lot, you get used to certain substitution patterns. And with Oakland, I bring in Raleigh Fingers to close games. And the other three guys, I don't really know too much about Ron Taylor, Bob Locker, and Dave Hamilton. So I'm learning on the fly. And I learned that Dave Hamilton gives up home runs to Jim Spencer, at least in this game. So that's 2 hits, 2 runs, and a walk for Hamilton in the 8th. Bob Locker, a hit and a K. Lynn McLaughlin, the 4th wheel, the Ringo member of the rotation. Ringo lost today, giving up 5 runs. That was unearned. Those were earned. 4 were earned. Walked 5, struck out 2. 1019 0108 7748 7748 436 4963 4963. That is game 4. We'll get a chance to take a peek here at these 2 squads and just see how good and bad they are. Take a quick peek at the standings as well. Early on in the season, American League West is not good once you get beyond the Oakland A's, of course, and it shows, folks. So let's see here. The Angels are 6-8. The Angels, they're hitting .224. That's not going to do anything. 3.35 ERA is pretty good. Bill Singer got his first win. Poor Bill's 1-3 this year. He needed that one. Again, it was televised. The other 3 losses weren't on TV. Dave LaRoche has 3 saves. That's a nice little story there. He got 5 home runs out of Jim Spencer. Yeah, and a big one in that game. Big insurance run homer there. Nolan Ryan's had some nice control this year. 32 innings, 14 walks, 39 strikeouts. That's really good for Ryan. That if he can hold that up, Angels might be able to ride him into a playoff spot. Now your Oakland A's, they're only 7-5, but they're in first. And they really have not stepped on the gas yet this year. They're hitting .241 with a .294 ERA. Vida Blue, pretty untouchable. 2 earned runs in 26 innings. 2 walks, 26 strikeouts, 3 complete games. Yet he's 2-1. Catfish Hunter and Holtzman, they're all 2-1. The number 4 starter you just saw, Lynn McLaughlin, is 1-2. It's something to watch. If McLaughlin bombs in the 4-hole, this team might not win the World Series. That might be the difference between winning the whole thing and not. They don't have a backup plan for McLaughlin either. These relievers are relief only. They're not starter relief. Raleigh Fingers is not getting up a run in relief this year. Not many homers for the Oakland squad yet. Nobody has 2 of them. So it's been a pretty mediocre offensive performance year-round. They might have to start swapping spots in the lineup to shake things up. So, Game 5 will be in Anaheim. It will be Nolan Ryan. And going this time, he'll be going against Vida Blue. Then back in Oakland if necessary, Catfish Hunter and Kenny Holtzman will battle Andy Hassler and Frank Tanana. That's it tonight from Anaheim. We'll give you the results of the series at the end. Thanks for checking it out. We'll see you next time. Well, baseball fans, we've got some breaking news. The California Angels, they have put up somewhat of a resistance in the American League West. This is the box score of Game 4 you just saw. The Angels winning their first game of this series by a score of 7-4. So what would happen in Game 5 in Anaheim? The pitching matchup for Game 5, Vida Blue, Nolan Ryan. We're expecting goose eggs. It didn't happen. And the A's come right out of this thing. A single and a walk, and out, Reggie Jackson. 3-run homer. Vida Blue gets 3 runs. We're thinking this thing's over with. But in the bottom of the inning, Tovar with a single. The first of 2 hit-and-run singles by Sandy Alomar, which is a huge break. Another Jim Spencer homer. You saw a homer in the 8th inning of the previous game. And the Angels take a 4-3 lead. More walks, more errors by catchers. Then in the 5th inning, the Angels just stun Vida Blue. Single, 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 walk, double. And this is a 7-5 game. Then in the 6th inning, a single, a single, and error a single, and then finally, like Roberto Duran and against Sugar Ray Leonard 2, says no mas, no mas. He puts his glove off, and he walks off the mound, and I'm pitching anymore. I'm done. Get me out of here. He just walks off the mound. Dick Williams meets him like halfway. Something wrong with Vida Blue. He leaves the game. We got a double play by Shaw and a pop out. Innings over. Vida Blue, 5 innings. The best pitcher in Strat-O-Matic. 5 innings, 13 hits, 10 runs. Only 5 are earned, luckily. 2 walks and 5 strikeouts. So he'll still have pretty decent Cy Young credentials after this destruction today. 10-5 the Angels, 2 straight. And that sends the series back to Oakland for a Game 6. Surely the A's can figure the Angels out. But in Game 6, it's Catfish Hunter against Andy Hassler. Now, Hassler can only get through 5 innings, giving up 5 runs. But, incredibly, Catfish Hunter gets demolished in the 6th and 9th inning of this game. A double homer, single walk, single, that's 4 runs. In the 9th inning of a 5-5 game, a double, a sac bunt, a ground out, and then with 2 outs and a runner at third, a double by Richie Scheinblum, and then a 2-run homer by Jay Johnstone. It is an 8-5 victory for the Angels to even this series. They just beat Vida Blue and Catfish Hunter, and they got 8 runs. They got 18 runs off these 2 pitchers. They got 28 hits off of Vida Blue and Catfish Hunter. It's stunning. And a lot of this was hit and run singles. Sandy Alomar had like 2 or 3 of them. But break up the Angels. They even the series up, forcing a Game 7. But alas, in Game 7, the A's finally figured this out. It's Kenny Holtzman again. They need him now. In a reversal of fortune from a year ago, where Vida Blue and Catfish Hunter carried the A's and Holtzman was an anchor, Holtzman gets his 2nd win of this series, 2 of the 4 Oakland wins. An 11-4 final. Frank Tanana gets knocked out in 4. The A's finally get their bats cranked up. A ton of offense in the last 4 games from 2 teams with outstanding pitching staffs who had 2 shutouts in the first 3 games of the series. But Oakland does outlast the California Angels by a score of 11-4 in a Game 7. Whew, is what they're saying in Oakland. They avoided the embarrassment of blowing an 0-3 series lead. They beat the Angels 4-3 and have a small little lead of 1 game in the American League West. Thanks for checking this out. We'll see you next time.